Can you guys see presentation?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can see the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I did it. Yay. All right, perfect. So that was going to be
Okay,
like,
Boomer.
so appreciate it. So guys, let's talk about our conversation here today. And the conversation here today is the way of the future. Okay, it's called the way of the future. The way of the future, and a lot of people are confused on what we are and what we are becoming.
Okay.
So let me kind of give you guys an update of what's going on, because I can tell you this: the company is changing tremendously, consistently, and it will consistently keep innovating. And if you don't keep recreating yourself and innovating with this, the Bible says that again, you have to wake up every day renewing what? Your mind, because everything starts with your mind. And so if you don't consistently keep renewing your mind and recreating new behaviors to elevate yourself, as the company is doing at such a fast pace that it's doing, you will get left behind. So I want to just break down some reminders for some of you on this call. You might have been here for a little bit of time. You might remember me having this conversation quite a bit. Some of you might be new and say, I never heard this before. Wherever you're at, hopefully you're listening with new ears and a new mindset, so that you can elevate yourself to the next level, whatever that may be for you and your agency. So we are currently a financial tech firm. So remember in the past, we might have said, we're an FMO, we're a financial marketing organization. Today, we're a FTF, which is a financial tech firm. I'm going to give you some background behind what that really looks like as well, and why that's so attractive to the marketplace, and why you should be saying that moving forward too. So let's talk about the financial industry before we get into that, some of the background, what industry that you're really in. And when we start talking about the financial industry just in whole, you have, competitors, like you have State Farm, you have Family First, you have New York Life, you have Primerica, you have WFG, you got Liberty Mutual. There's so many different ones, but the industry itself in whole is one of the most powerful industries there is. We go to any metropolitan city, I don't care where you go to. I don't care if you go to downtown Vegas, you go to downtown California, LA, if you go to metropolitan city in Chicago, downtown Chicago, New York, wherever you go, the tallest buildings, skyscrapers will always be financially ran by some type of insurance company. They're going to have their hand in it. We go to any wealthy sports. I'm talking about, again, tennis. I'm talking about golf. Any of those is always going to be ran or sponsored by something in the finances, which is an insurance company or a bank or something along those lines that has some time. Insurance has their hand in it. So my point of bringing it up, this industry itself creates more deca millionaires than any other industry there is. All right. You can create deca millionaires. Why? Because you don't really need talent here to be able to become wealthy. And what I love about PHP agencies, what you can see here, is that you could come here and you can have the most talent in the world, but it really doesn't matter. You have somebody here that will just simply outwork you because they decide to run the system, and they have an industry that will back them up to pay them what they believe they're worth, and they could surpass you. They can build bigger than you because of a system of being in the right industry. There's people that work hard already. Okay, there's tons of people that work hard in warehouses, hard labor, construction, do a lot of things consistently, working hard physically. However, their platform, their environment doesn't allow them to scale. Financial industry allows you to scale as ever big you can think. So when you look at a State Farm, right, where they only offer their own, that's it. They only offer their own. Jake from State Farm, the red polo and the khakis, right? Only offer their own. You look at Family First, they're more of a producer style. Okay, they do offer distribution. I'm going to talk about them right now because Family First is coming up. How about New York Life? Okay, when they offer a similar distribution, but they really in-house their products. It says New York Life on it. We'll talk about that in a minute too. How about Primerica? They offer their own, just like State Farm. Okay, they do not distribute out. WFG, they do distribute out, but they have a parent company over them called Transamerica that controls them. So they always send their leads or their clients to their parent company because their parent pays them more than their distribution. This is just some ammo for yourself to understand what your competitors are going to consistently keep coming across in this industry. And I'm going to kind of share why PHP Agency by far is surpassing all of them currently and will consistently keep doing it because of how our system is ran. It's inevitable. So let's talk about the industry itself. You have two different types of philosophies that everyone needs to understand. You have a producer philosophy, and you have a builder philosophy. And the agency builder philosophy is to my right, which you can see that picture, which is you always have what? Help. You always have leverage. You always have individuals that you're able to duplicate. A producer style means you usually watch movies by yourself. Everything's usually by yourself. You go to the restaurant by yourself. You take a walk by yourself. You're by yourself quite a bit. You and yourself staring in the mirror. Producers build by themselves. Builders build with people. Like, so you just have to decide what type of agency you want to build, what type of income you want to build, and how fast you want to build it. Because a builder by far will always outproduce a producer. I'll repeat this again. A builder will always outproduce a producer, even though a producer only focuses on producing. So you're going to get this a lot, especially you those that are licensed on this call. You need to start prepping your agents and keeping them up front and saying, hey, since you're now licensed and getting approached, and now that you are getting licensed, you're going to start getting approached a lot. Who are you going to get approached by? State Farm's going to start sending you emails and letters because they can now see your license. Family First is going to start attacking you on social media. New York Life's going to reach out to you. Prime America, WFG, and many others. Why? Because you now have a license, and they know that you've literally been trained, okay? And so therefore, they're going to try to get you into the producer mode because that's how the industry really runs. The industry runs producer mode. When you have to be in this industry for 20, 30 years, you have a book of business, and then you live off the book of business, and that's either you sell it or you just pass it to your family. A builder can cut all that in half because they have multiplication that plays in their game. They have help that plays in their game. That's like if I'm trying to lift this chair in front of me right now, I can do it by myself. I use 100% of my effort, or I can go recruit a couple of different people to come help me. I use less of my personal effort, and we lift the chair a little more easier. You decide how you want to build it for yourself. But again, I'll repeat this. A builder will always get to where they want to go a lot faster than a producer. It's just the reality of it. So what is lead generation? Because all of you guys are going to start coming through this eventually, which is how do I get my leads? When you start dealing with professionals, I do a lot of recruiting off of LinkedIn. A lot of you might do that as well. And a lot of those professionals will ask, how do you get your leads? How do you get your clients? A lot of you might have asked that as well when you came on board. Well, there's a couple of different opportunities. So you got to think about it. And especially in this industry, you either buy them, okay? And if you buy leads, number one, that's what the industry does a lot. The industry buys leads. So you can go on these different, lead generation systems, and you go spend $1,000, $2,000 a week. And so you might make $6,000, but you cut it out in half, really, because you spent $2,000 to $3,000 for the leads itself. So you buy them, or the company can give them to you. And usually if it's ever given, anything that's ever given or anything you have to buy is always going to be watered down. And guess what? Anytime that something is given to you, a lead is given to you, or it's something that's given to you, that means that you're replaceable. I'll repeat this again. You are replaceable, because that means, like welfare, they could cut it off. All right. That's like Social Security. Eventually they can cut it off. So what starts to happen is you get used to being given something. And then what happens if that ever gets cut off? You don't know what to do because you don't have a skill. You don't develop skills when things are given to you. So then therefore you have another opportunity, which you can do, and you can choose whatever route you want to go. Relationships and reputation will always be the most powerful one. Why? Because with relationships that you build, which is through networking, people, word of mouth, will talk and consistently keep moving forward. There is nothing more marketable than viral marketing. Nothing's faster marketing than viral marketing. There's nothing that beats it. So if you just develop a relationship and letting your community, letting your culture, letting your environment know that's what you do, your services that you're providing, you build a right reputation, guess what? People will always speak good on your behalf, and that spreads like wildfire. And so that develops a skill of networking. That develops a very prominent skill, like a predator, which means you can go and eat anytime you need. You don't need someone to give you anything. If you're hungry, you go develop any type of business you want because you have a skill that is not replaceable. You're now irreplaceable. And guess what? When you know this skill, everyone needs you because you can go and develop your own business at any time. If you ever want to go get a job and get employed, then therefore, if you told them, I know how to develop my own leads, you are automatically increase your income potential, because you have a skill that most people don't have, which is being able to develop their own leads. Very, very powerful. So you decide, what do you want to be? You want your income potential to be very high to the marketplace when you put your resume together, or you want to be very low? Buy or be given leads, your potential is very low. Relationships, reputation, potential is very high. It's a skill I highly recommend that you have. Next is distribution. When you start talking about distribution, okay, it's very, very important to understand distribution because you have companies like FedEx, you have UPS. They've been running distribution for years. There's nothing new about distribution. But Amazon took distribution to a whole different level. How does Amazon come in and pass up everybody? They're doing something a little bit different. Okay, so what is that? They decided to bring technology with distribution. So again, FedEx was already doing distribution. UPS was already doing distribution. They're already taking stuff to your house. This is something new. What did Amazon do? They said, you know what? We're not going to just provide distribution. We're going to provide technology, a platform where it's very simple and easy for you to go and click, okay, to what you want. We'll put it together a vendor to be able to provide it, and then we'll come and service it to you. So they provide distribution with technology. This is why they dominate. FedEx and UPS haven't figured that out yet. They didn't provide technology to their distribution. That's why Amazon took them over. And they will consistently keep passing them by. Let me tell you guys, Jeff Bezos is now worth over $200 billion. You see how fast he bypassed everybody just because he provided technology? Like what he's doing is nothing really crazy, guys. He's just doing distribution again. But just because he provided technology combined with his distribution system, he was able to bypass Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and everybody else. You guys understand what I just said? He was able to bypass all of them by just adding technology. What is our CEO doing right now? He's not, it's not like this industry is like new. This industry is over a couple hundred years old. Very prominent industry. It's not like distribution is new. WG and everybody's already been doing it. It's nothing new, but no one's really figured out the technology in this industry. No one has really figured out our technology in this industry. So if you really start thinking about it, sorry guys, I'm outside. If you start really thinking about what Amazon did, that's why we're called the Amazon of financial services. Literally the same thing is about to happen to us, how Amazon took off. Because our competitors are like, FedEx is the same thing as how WG is. UPS the same as Primerica is. They haven't figured it out. Guess who? Our CEO, our leadership has. So understand what you have. And that's why we bring up what? The technology phase. Social media. No other industry, no other company is using social media like us, guys. They still haven't figured it out. No one else has a, guys, name a CEO of any other company. I'll wait. They don't, you guys don't know who the CEOs of all the other companies are. But let me tell you this, all the agents and all the other companies know who your CEO is. Interesting. They know who your CDO is too, by the way. We don't know anybody else's because we understand social media. How about a PHP app? We can run your business on your phone. How about Bamboo, which is coming out next month? I'm very excited about Bamboo because that technology PHP owns. That's our technology. So what happens? Now we automatically become a technology firm. We are a technology firm. Okay. So I want you guys to really understand how that really operates. So when you start talking about Facebook, you start talking about all these major companies that took off because of technology, Instagram, everything else, we're combining all that into one. The conversations I'm having is very crazy right now. What's about to start happening within PHP agency? And those that can't see the vision, they only see sight. They only see what's going on right now. Oh, I got a charge back. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever for my app to go through. Oh my God, you're only seeing sight. You're not seeing vision. So therefore you're gonna get left behind. So hope you consistently understand that and you stay this close with us. Other than that, you're gonna have to keep watching us in the future. Next is leverage. Leverage, how does leverage really work? Well, you can use your own credibility, whatever that may be for you, or you can use credibility of others that are bigger than you. And you decide how you really want to operate. I learned a long time ago that I would rather use, again, leverage than my own effort any day of the week. Any day of the week. And when you start having like the #1 bestseller, which is your CEO right now, leverage. When you have the CDO that's highly followed right now, like everybody watches him in the industry, and he's able to do a BOM for you. You know, you have your CEO that explains the compensation plans for you. That's leverage. That's leverage. That's speed. You know, you're able to say like Kobe Bryant, presidents, Mark Cuban, Steve Wozniak, all these different individuals that consistently want to be in this environment with us. That's a lot of leverage. A lot of companies don't have that leverage. And when we start talking about leverage of right now, for a simple example, the best leverage is you can simply invite to a BOM and have a broker that's very successful go ahead and recruit, sell, or get referrals for you while you get trained and all your agents get trained at the same time. You can't tell me any better leverage to that. You can actually use other people that are very successful to help build your business when you get started so you can learn. Instead of you just going out there and saying, oh, let me go figure this thing out. That's ultimate leverage. Ultimate leverage. You can say stuff like this. Oh my gosh, one of our part-time agents makes $40,000 a month. Yes, that's Erica Healy. She's a marketing director. She's part-time. She's not full-time. She makes $40,000 a month. You can say that. Why? Because you're in the agency. You're at leverage, leverage, leverage. If they don't look like you, if they don't act like you, if they're not in your same community, if they don't speak like you can leverage someone that does. That's leverage. Most companies don't have leverage like that. And the cool thing about PHP agency is that we're actually cool to leverage each other. Like, we're okay with it. We don't have like big egos, like, please don't call the sideline and match them out. And like, we don't care about that. We just want our crusade to be more driven more than anything. So hopefully you understand the leverage, because one thing I always hear is from people from other agencies, when they come here, or people that leave, all right, and they go to other companies, I ask them, I say, how's it going over there? They say, man, your guys' leverage, I missed the leverage, I missed the training. I laugh about this. I missed the leverage and I missed the training. You guys don't, no one trains like you guys. You guys are really overtrained. No one really cares like that. Yeah, we get some leads and stuff like that, but eventually it becomes watered down and I got to go figure it out. But you guys really, like, it makes sense why so many people attack you guys, because your training system of building leaders is impeccable. Makes sense. Let's keep talking about it. Let's talk about the equity crusade, because a lot of people don't understand equity. A lot of people want equality, but they don't understand equity. So I'm going to talk about this really quickly with you guys, because this is a conversation that opened my mind up to this industry. This is the reason why I really said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I have no problem putting my commitment into this, putting my time into this, deciding to really go full force with this thing. Okay, so look about it. You have first, number one is vision. You can see it up top in the left-hand corner. And you need to understand history, because you can never, if you don't know where things have been in the background, you don't know where things are going. So you got to understand history. You need to understand history. It's very important for you. So you can see a couple different numbers here. You see year 1, you see year 3, 7, and 15. 1, 3, 7, and 15. So when you start a business, you got to understand that most companies in year 1, they don't even break even. Most companies don't even break even till year 3. And this is called a business mindset. I'm talking to you as a business owner. Each one of you spent your money to get started in a business for yourself. So when you get started, you put an investment into any type of business. Most businesses don't get a return on their investment or even break even to year 3. Year 3. I think you should get your return on investment of $200 in a license a lot faster in year 3. Just saying, okay? So my point of bringing it up, your first 1 to 3 years, no one believes in you. I'm gonna repeat this again. No one believes in you. You're just really figuring out your brand. You're figuring out what you really want to do. Let me tell you this, anything bad that can happen will happen. Why? Because you're trying to break the noise. You're trying to you're a new business in a new environment, trying to tell everybody I'm here. You're trying to break into a marketplace. So to break into a marketplace, some of you are going to do it a lot faster. Some of you guys are going to do it in 60 days. Some of you guys are going to take a little longer. It is what it is. But let me tell you, your personal network doesn't believe into you until after year 3. They just want to see if this is one of your new phases. It's just one of those things that you're excited about, or you're really serious about building a business. At year 3, this is when your brand kicks in. If you stay consistent from years 1 to 3, your brand is there. It solidifies in the neighborhood, I guess you would say, or your environment. And people around you would say, you know what? You're not a fly-by-night type of company. You're not a fly-by-night type of person. You're actually serious. And then from year 3 to 7, what starts to happen, all right, is that you start to position yourself for more marketing, more profitability, okay? People start believing in you. And so what they start doing business with you from year to 3, 7. Then at year 7, what starts to happen is your business starts taking off. You start attracting some major players at year 7. And year 7, which is the year of completion, okay, means that now what happens is that your business goes into explosion phase. So from 7 to 15 was all profitability of any major firm starts to happen. Year to 7 to 15 is a sweet spot. Year 7 to 15 is when you have crazy numbers that start happening. You know, so I'm trying to tell you, like, you recruit big players, you start getting crazy stuff and magic and all this stuff starts to happen to you. There's blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings, because it's the year of 7 to 15. That is the sweet spot. At 15, usually the company matures and levels out. Well, what are you going to do? What's your vision? Most people don't have a vision to be here for 7 to 15 years. That's why most people never have an explosion in their businesses. What are you going to do for yourself? I really highly recommend that you position yourself to think a little bit bigger about what can happen. Because if I told you in anywhere from 7 to 15 years that you could position yourself to be a decamillionaire, a multimillionaire, is that really a lot of time? Think about what I just said. To really position yourself to be a multimillionaire, to be financially independent, is that really a lot of time? 7 to 15 years if you really do this the right way with our system and really building an agency? It's not really a lot of time at all. So let's talk about timing of baby boomers. A lot of people don't really understand the baby boomer timing, right? And really what's going on with baby boomers. There's supply and demand with that. Baby boomers right now are going through some major issues. Why? Because before the pandemic, 11,000 of baby boomers were retiring every day. They were retiring every day, 11,000. That was every 55 seconds. That's 77,000 a week. Supply is very low, as you already know, only 386,000 licensed agents. Demand's very, very high. There's a lot of people that need our help, guys. There's tons of people. But the real question, I was talking to the Crusaders this morning at 7 a.m. I was saying, you only share what you believe in. Do you really share that you can really solve their problems? Do you really understand that they have the most really wealth of equity right now? Think about how many people are in bad accounts right now. Not even counting the 54 million people that are in unemployment lines. I'm talking about just the baby boomer generation alone that has trillions of dollars just in exposed assets. That's not counting the unemployment. If you combine both those together, demand is at an all-time high. So why aren't you getting your piece of the equity of that? Why aren't you going to get your ring already? It's not a big deal. Why aren't you writing big points right now with all these people that have to roll over their money because they have their accounts and fixed accounts and exposed assets? You should.
Did you mute yourself, Curtis?
I wonder if he's frozen.
Let's give it up for this training, man.
Woo!
Oh, for real though.
Love it. We should have every associate on this call. This is so good.
Guys, there was too much power going on in his message. He probably lost power right now. But yeah, take this time to get your agents on and let them know, like, hey, this is some great training. You're missing out. Shoot a text to your people and get them on, because this is really good. This is questions that your teammates are going to have on, oh, well, someone told me about New York life and how come this happens, XYZ. Like, he is giving you ammo in your pocket right now. Well, I don't know if it's in your pocket, but in your gun.
Yeah. He's giving you bullets.
He's giving you bullets for whenever you go out there. So this is great. So just take time and get your team on. Get your team on this call and put them on. I don't know where they are. They need to be on. Guys, we're at 65. We need to be more than that. That's just called being casual. We need to be sure that we're holding up those standards. So Curtis, are you on? We'll see if he can get connected again.
Hey, real quick, guys, while we're waiting, I would like to know kind of what your takeaway. Someone wants to share, like, what's something that kind of opened your eyes?
You know, hey, Luke, this is Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Can you guys hear me? Man,
Yes.
I'm listening to some, but what I'm hearing most is Curtis's conviction and his passion about who we are as a company, what we really bring to the table.
Yeah.
But the other one that I'm really getting is he made that statement about boomers. 77,000 boomers are retiring each week.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a monthly number or something like that, but
Yeah.
that just shows me that there's so much more out there. And I was talking to somebody about it yesterday. The guy said, I got laid off after 25 years, and he, in frustration and a seemingly hopeless voice, I don't know what to do. I'd never heard that before, but it's big, man. It's big.
Yeah.
This was really good.
Absolutely.
Look, I have a one of the takeaways so far from so many, and he's just getting started, I think. But one of them was like, if we, example, when it comes to leads, some people, find it an easy way to, oh, well, they're gonna be giving me leads over here. But that's, you are replaceable if something is given to you. Like if they give you
Right.
leads, you don't know how to, go and get it yourself. So I think
Right.
for filter, of who comes in here into PHP. And then just him talking about the 1, 3, 7, 15, like the first 2, 3 years in business, no one really believes in you. So be
Yeah.
on it. So I took a mental note, like be on it for the for the long run,
Right.
So
Right.
if you want to see improvements, it's not like you're gonna see quick. This is not like a get rich quick. So that was very interesting. And about, the 7 to 15, the company matures, you start crazy numbers, you got more players on your team. So this is really like a long term, and then just see the vision.
Right. Yeah, no, and I can relate with the whole 1, 3, 7, 15, obviously not the 7 and 15 because I'm not there yet, but year 1 to 3, man, it's been work, but it doesn't mean you don't have success in those years.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you don't make any money. Like, we don't have a whole lot of overhead here. We don't have a business model where you have to make $18,000 before you make any profit. Like, that's not how our business model works, but it would work like that if you had employees, if you had your own legitimate office, if you had to shell out, $7,000 a month for your employees, plus your power, plus your electricity, plus your all that stuff. And so we have a different business model here that can help you out. But year 3, we're cracking into that, and we can tell we're on that cusp. And so if we can run from year 3 to year 7, I think 7 to 15 is going to be like explosive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anybody else?
Yeah, I would say that I've always taken the long view, because it's, it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. So,
Right.
hey, I grew up playing tennis, and believe me, it takes a long time to master the sport.
Yeah.
And so you just, I've always settled in for the long run. It's like, I'm not going to, I want to run this business as a family business until I retire. So I had a incredible prudential agent before my daughter Krista got into this, and so he saw my kids grow up. I mean, he was with us for the long haul, and I said, that's the kind of agent I want to be. You're just part of the family.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like your thinking, because I come from a generation where we're the microwave generation. We want it now. I prospected 10 people and lost and didn't get anything. I'm done. So I like your long approach, knowing it's going to take time. All right. So we have Curtis Eatmon back on the line. Curtis, go ahead. Great training so far, man. Great training.
Thank you. What did you guys? What was the last thing you heard? Because I'm over here. I mean, I was on my iPad. I'm back on my Mac.
Equity crusade. There was too much power going on. You just lost all power.
You blew a
You
fuse.
shut down the Wi-Fi.
We were happy.
Shut down all the electricity. So much
You're
going
talking
on. That
about
was
the
really
baby
good.
boomers and the supply and demand.
Oh man, that's all that you heard. I was all the way down here.
No, Coach, you said year 15, the company matures and it levels out.
Oh man, I was
You
okay.
only share what you believe in.
Cool.
So you went on for a while before.
I sure did. All right, so
We liked it.
All right, let me go back. Hopefully it's added value so far. So let's go back into this, because the difference between equality and equity. So yes, a year 7 to 15 is a sweet spot to every company. Okay, any major corporation. I don't care if it's McDonald's. I don't care if it's JCPenney. I don't care if it's Berkshire and Hathaway. I don't care what you like. Apple, all of them. Year 7 to 15 is all their sweet spots. Go look it up. Go look up Google. Go look up every company. For some reason, that's how God operates. He always, the year 7 is always the completion year. All right, when things not just multiply, they compound. You have to compound things for things to grow. So my real question is, has your vision been stretched? Are you already thinking about, what is my agency going to look like in year 7 to 15? Because the question I asked before, I think I got cut off was this, is if I told you that because of your work for 7 to 15 years, that you can be financially independent for the rest of your life, is that a lot of time?
No.
Think about what I just said. But when we're in the business and we go, oh my gosh, I'm not a millionaire yet. It's only 3 months. Oh my gosh, I've been here for 6 months. And oh my gosh, I haven't made a check yet. I haven't got a sale yet. It's not even a big deal. And you shouldn't wait that long to be able to do it. You should get your first week and all that. But my point is, it's not a big deal based on the what? Grand scheme of things. So we underestimate what we do in this short amount of period, and we overestimate what we do long periods. So you want to make sure, again, that your vision of what you really got going on, what you really want to solve for is in these periods of time. Timing of baby boomers. I was talking about even before the pandemic, we had over 11,000 people retiring every day. That's every 55 seconds. Every 55 seconds, someone's retiring. That's 77,000 a week. That was before the pandemic. That's so many exposed assets, because most people are told and trained to be into what? Variable assets. What is that? 401ks, 403bs, 457, mutual funds, IRAs. They're told those are retirement accounts, and those people have their money in. So if you're retiring, okay, they have to move that money from the company they've been working from into their own personal accounts. That's called a rollover. You provide that rollover. Those are called exposed assets that they keep it in variable accounts. You can protect those. That's not counting the 53, 54 million people that are in unemployment. If you're in unemployment and you're a W-2 employee working for somebody, what did your employer usually offer you? 401k. Okay. So that means your money's in what? Exposed assets again. So that's not even counting them. So now if you take both, right, which is the baby boomer generation, which has trillions of dollars in exposed assets, not millions, not billions, trillions with a T. This is why you should go get a piece of your equity. When I say equity, get a piece of it. Rolling over money. There's so much in it right now. There's so much just sitting around. This is how you get your ring really quickly. This is how you get your watch really fast. This is how you go and increase your lifestyle very quickly with all this going on. I highly recommend it, right? And that's what I was talking about. Supply is very low, but demand is very high. The demand of what's going on right now for what you do is very high. For what you do is very high. And again, I think Helen said it, you only share what you believe in. You only share what you believe in. If you don't believe it, people don't believe you. So if you believe that you can actually solve people's problems, I would be reaching out to anybody that's a baby boomer right now. I'd be reaching out to anybody that's in transition or anything else, and say, I have something I can share with you that can really help you right now in these times. I just want to share with you. I want to make sure that you're okay during this period of time. At least you know about it. And I would sit down and do the crusade. I would do the hustle. I'll do whatever appointment that you think you need and with your trainer to make sure they know what's going on, because you only make decisions based on the information you have. Next is industry. I already talked about the industry with you guys. I don't need to sell you on the industry. It creates the most decamillionaires in the world. If I go to any sporting event, they're going to be in the box suites. They own the box suites, by the way. All right. If I go to any metropolitan city, they're the skyscrapers already. They own the jets. They own all that stuff. So I don't need to sell you on the industry. Okay. How about the company? All right. So the company itself is a platform. I've already showed you on the platform of the company and what the tools are. I'm gonna give you more resources in a minute. How about the agency? This is what I really was talking about, is that each one of you got started. You've all spent your 150 or 199, depending if you're an OG, triple OG, or you just got in, or you're in this new era of PHP. All right. Either you have a 5-digit code or you have a 6-digit code. And we can tell based on who you are, what type of code you are. Right. So you're like, okay, you're 5-digit. Oh, you're OG. You've been here for a little bit of time. You spent 150 to get started with us. If you have a 6-digit code, then we know that you paid probably 199. You on the 1499 platform. You don't have any of that. Like, so my point of bringing that up to you is you've all got started in an agency. That could be SFG, that could be Apex, that could be Fortaleza, that could be BC, it could be any of them. Anyone on this call, ADC, everybody. You got started. And there's so many people who say, you know what? I got started. I put on a jersey and I don't like my coach. I don't like my players. I don't like what's going on here. I don't like how our team is winning or not winning. I don't like. Well, you paid this the same amount as everybody else. You have the same jersey that everyone else has. Why don't you go and change it? Why don't you become the MJ? Why don't you go and elevate the franchise if you don't like what's going on? You don't see it on leaders' business, your leaders not getting recognition. Why don't you change it then? Stop complaining and be a contributor. There's two different opportunities. You could be a complainer all day, or you could be a contributor. Be a contributor if you don't like your environment. Be a contributor to add value to it. So if you want your jersey you operate on, you want to rep it with some pride, then contribute value into it. So that when you do rep it and you say, you know what, we are putting something into this. Next is you. What makes you unique? Why would somebody work with you? Why would someone work with you? Do you become better by working with you? What do I get from working with you? What values and principles do I receive from working with you? Because everyone can get led, but few get coached. So if you get coached, if I coach you, what do you receive? Do you become a better parent? Do you become a better husband? Do you become a better wife? Do you help your community more? Are you more philanthropist? Like what happens with you? If you take a ride with me, what happens to you? And each one of you are literally duplicating something into someone by them being around you. What is that? What do you provide? What uniqueness do you provide? You need to let people know what value you provide to the marketplace. If you do not let people know what value you provide to the marketplace, they will never pay you what you believe you're worth, because you're not letting them know what your worth is. You're not letting them what your gifts, talents, abilities are. Let people know this is what I'm good at. You come work with me, this is where you're going. That's a recruiting interview, by the way. Next is here, 7 wealth income streams. It's a lot different than, again, equality. A lot of you guys all want equality. Now you can see it right here. They're all equal on the same box, but they all have different perspectives. I want equity. I want equity. You should want equity too. There's 7 wealth income streams here. The first one's personal. A lot of people say, okay, can I personally produce here? Of course you can, and you should. You should, because that means you're sharing what you believe in. You share what you believe in. Go share it. What do you develop when you personally produce here? You develop skills. You develop a schedule, because without a schedule, you can't operate things. You have to have time management. You need to operate sales, which means you know how to articulate yourself. You're going to understand a system. And when I say system, let's make that bigger for you guys. Is a system, okay? That means that it's not talent driven. I can go and duplicate myself and teach people exactly how to do what I did. And if you keep personally going produce in the field, as you should, that therefore your residuals, which I call your salary, increases. Would you like a raise every year? Who wouldn't? Well, the more you personally produce, the more you have a residual of a salary that increases, because you have a book of business that keeps what? Having more clients. And that becomes a net new income. Then you also have what's called, when you're recruiting, because you're building an agency here, you have a spread over your agency. So as you promote, you have a spread. So you spread over what? The people that you're training and duplicating to do the same exact thing. So now you have a passive income that comes in, plus you personally producing. So I want passive and personal production. Passive means I didn't work for that. I duplicated myself in the system. I have income bonuses coming in. Personal means I actively go work. So number one, I actively working. Residuals is passive. I'm not actively working anymore. And when your passive overcomes your expenses, you are now out of a rat race. You're free. Next is number 3 is override. It's the best ride. Everybody wants a G-Wagon, Porsche, maybe a Mercedes, stuff like that. That's cool. Get it. You should. You should get it. I highly recommend that you should drive those cars. They make them for you to drive them. It's really not a big deal. So you should get them. But the best ride will always be override. It always will be override. So how can you get a lot of, do you understand our override system? Well, let me talk to you about it. Number 3 in the override system is training. Big events. And a lot of people don't take big events seriously. And since you don't take big events seriously, your incomes don't keep going up. If I take your incomes over growth over every 6 months, you're not having a trajectory of income growth because you don't take big events seriously. It's the law of large numbers. You have to take people in an environment that's outside of their own environment, where other people are also making decisions too. You have to. That's a big event. And the big event, you get an override of $1,000 per person you bring. So let's do simple math. If I bring 10 people to a big event, I'll get a $10,000 override. If I bring 20 people to a big event, I get a $20,000 override. If I bring 50 people to a big event, I get $50,000 override. 100,000, $100,000 override. Well, what do you want? And how do you sell it, by the way? I'll sell it to you guys. How many people on this call? We have 65, 66. All right. It goes up and down, is what it is. Hey, 66 people. Would you guys like to learn new skills to be able to develop multiple 6-figure incomes? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, great. If that's a yes, yeah, I have a 3-day event that's going to teach you exactly what it is from people that are going to teach you all their tricks and tips for the last 6 months of how they made them successful. They're actually going to give you the cheat sheet of what they've done. Would that add any value to you? Everyone would say, of course, yes. Well, here's your ticket, $200 for that value to learn these skills. In return, I'm going to get $1,000 override for getting you there, but you're going to learn skills of how to make a multiple 6-figure income. Do you think that's fair? I only get $1,000. You can make as much money as you want. And the coolest thing about a big event is some of your individuals are going to increase that override to a different level. It's not going to be 1,000. Maybe you'll get the Cindy Coppel's pension, where you maybe have somebody goes to a big event and they become a board counsel, what pays you, anywhere from 30 to 40 grand a month because you just invite them to a bigger environment than you. That's called leverage. Yeah, there's going to be some of you on this call because not everyone's a stud. There's a lot of duds, and it's perfectly fine with that. But don't worry about it. Duds also recruit studs. And you can be a dud on this call. When I say a dud, I mean, you don't come here, you don't do anything big and crazy up front. And I was a dud up front. For 3 months, I didn't do anything when I got started in the business. Everyone thought I was a dud. But guess what? Duds can become studs when you make a decision. You just haven't made a massive decision yet. You just haven't decided to sell out yet. You haven't decided to say, this is what I want to do. Maybe your vision hasn't fully increased at what you're in right now in the present time. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, they're going to have time pass by, but they're not going to have equity of what's going on because they're not present. So time doesn't make you mature, guys. You can be the oldest person on this call, and you can be the less mature out of everybody. So it's not about having time. It's about actually having experiences. So let's keep going. Override over licensed agents. A licensed agent, if you get licensed right now, let me speed this up for time. If you're a licensed agent right now, that's going to be 25% because every licensed agent produces 10,000 points. So that's a $2,500 override per licensed agent. So does it make sense to get licensed agents on your team? So I can tell you how to solve. This is building an agency. This is business. You're building a business. You're building licensed outlets. Every licensed agent, $2,500 override coming your way. Great. How about override over your office? You decide to go and expand the brand, the footprint of PHP agency and your own agency's brand. You're going to get a 10% override. So does it make sense to produce more offices and more marketing directors? Yeah, it does. Okay. How about national co-leaderships? When you establish yourself, you build a reputation. Okay. And you build a reputation. People will send you other leaders in the neighborhood. And then you'll split it 50-50, or they'll go right into your base shop and you'll override 25%. Well, how does that even happen? It's because you understand this, and then you understand this, and you know how to get people here. So then what happens, people around the company say, I want to work with you. You have a good reputation. You have good relationships. I respect you, your principles and values. Let's do it. Let's work together. And guess what happens? Then your network is not your own personal network anymore. You're getting other people's networks, and it increases your net worth. Next is great equalizer bonus. This is by far what separates PHP agency from any other firm. Nobody else can do it like this. No one else is willing to do it like this. A lot of companies can, but they're not willing to because they want the company to be top heavy. So they put all the money to the top versus to the bottom where this spreads out. Great equalizer bonus allows you to have spreads over 10 to 45%, which means you get you can put your income up to 45% more than what it currently is. You can put your income up to 10% more than what it is. You can do it by just doing the same work you're going to have to do anyways. This is why people are making crazy money right now. That's why you can have people like, again, I used the example a little bit earlier, a part-time MD making 40 grand a month. Where is that happening? It's not happening. Okay, it's happening here because you could be a brand new MD, and because of our bonus structure for being a marketing director, you can make more than an SVP. You can make more than a chairman. You can pass them all up if you want to compete and you just think bigger. That's how it works here. Straight capitalism. So my point of bringing this equity crusade to you is, what is your mind? Do you want equality or do you want equity? In the beginning, I was talking about you need to renew your mind. You need to renew your mind. You need to renew your mind. You must say you probably heard this before, but have you renewed your mind? Are you listening differently? I hope you're listening differently. I hope you see like what's really going on. And for those that seeing this the first time, maybe this kind of scares you. It shouldn't scare you. It should show you that there's so much opportunity in what's going on. It should say, man, in a pandemic, I have all these opportunities to increase my lifestyle and my passive. Hope you take advantage, baby, because it's available. How about add or multiply? It's all math. You just decide what you want to do. So are you like a 1 + 1 type of person? 1 + 1 = 2? Or do you like a 2 × 2 = 4? Because the real question is very simple. A lot of you guys run on talent only, but you don't run systems. Since you don't run systems, you never multiply. And so you have a question. I have a very quick question, which you can see right here. It says, would you rather have one of you? You could be the greatest of you. You could be the best of you, or multiple of you. Before you answer the question, though, what is your behaviors? What do you really believe in? What's your philosophy? Are you really multiplying you? What's your system to multiply you? Or is it just you? You have to make the decision on what you want to do to operate that. So be in the double game. I highly recommend you be in the double game. It's called the power of one. The power of one. If I have 2 people, right, I can just have everybody get 1 more. Now we're at what? 4. If I have 4 people, I say, everyone, can you guys develop your leadership to get 1 more? Then what happens? You go to 8. 8 people, everyone go to the power of 1. Now we have 16. 16 people, everyone get 1. We now have 32. You see how doubles work? It's not really that big of a deal. It's called power of 1. Power of 1. I can create a system that can give me a power of 1 any day of the week. This system is already done. I don't have to recreate it. It's called PHP system. It's the builder system. This is why you see exponential things happening here. You guys see the update videos. You see it. You see crazy stuff happening all the time. You're going to consistently keep seeing it because people are in the double game, not the adding game. Which one do you use in math? They're both in math, but people use different philosophies. What philosophy do you operate on? Next is what I love. Again, I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of companies don't train. They don't really train. We have a system. I can literally tell you what you need to do to go, what's next. Not what I think is next, actually what's next. If you do this, you qualify for Fast Start School, then you learn something. If you do this, you qualify and get a promotion, then you increase your income. If you do this, you hit President's Club, you have inventory. If you do this, you'll hit MD. If you do this, it's just next. A lot of people say, what do I need to do next? What's next? It's your system flow. It's literally telling you what to do. It's literally telling you what to do exactly. So hopefully you take advantage of it because it's available. How about our curriculum? Like we can literally tell you like what's next. Like this is a curriculum. Like you step into Fast Start School. How do you qualify? Complete your 1-week filters. If you haven't done that yet, you're not even in step 1 yet. It happens 12 times a year. Make sure you're in one of them. It's like equivalent to having a diploma. If you want an associate's degree, I'm gonna take you back to school, right? If you want an associate's degree, all right, that's Crusaders College. What do you need? You gotta go get your associate promotion, get licensed, get in there. So you can learn the skills to become a CFT. How about PHP University? How to qualify as equivalent to have a bachelor's degree, doing 3 and 3. Hit President's Club. You'll be in the PHP University. You'll learn from the top people how to hit MD. How about being part of MD Academy? When you hit MD, when you're in as an MD, that's equivalent to having a master's degree. How do you qualify? Having an MD promotion, you be in the academy, learning how to put your finances together, corporation, taxes, all that stuff. That's what happens in there. How about SVP retreat once a year? That's equivalent to being a PhD, be an SVP, chairman, executive team. All this is happening. I'm literally showing you guys like what's going to be going on. And that's what you can put your newest people into it. That's a curriculum. Because a lot of people are like, what's next? What's next? What's next? This is where you're going. Let's start. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and keep going. And what's your resources? Because I think sometimes sometimes we're just not understanding of people that paved the way maybe before you, or even going to pave the way after, who you're going to pave the way for, and how easier it's going to consistently keep getting bigger and better for you. Because this is all the stuff that's available today. Dream Team 1 and 2, PHP initiatives, like God knows they're giving gold now. Like, come on now. Like, we're in such a PHP bubble that sometimes we forget that like what's really going on. Like they're giving gold in a pandemic. Let me repeat this again. They're giving out gold in a pandemic. Like I'll repeat it one more time because like Like sometimes we forget like what's really going on. They're giving gold. All right. In a pandemic. Crazy stuff. Boot camps you guys give. BOM weekly training. Field training. People say, well, I go on the calls and they're not training me on product. Whoa, 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 whoa. Product is trained in the field. Do you field train at all? Do you go out with your trainer? Blueprint. You want to learn our system? Life insurance guide. You want to learn product? Get the life insurance guide. It tells you all about product. Home office support, PHP education app. You have all these videos. It's crazy how many videos you guys have now. You know, mastermind alliance meetings. Do you guys qualify for those? Do you guys get into them? I highly recommend you get to the next month because the house we got, I can't call it a house. That's so disrespectful to that location. It's an estate. We might as well call it a manor. All right, like it's a manor type of deal, right? Highly recommend that you get into it and you qualify for it because those are the meetings. Mastermind alliances is really the exponential growth of things. It's when you get to really figure out what's in your head because the only thing that's stopping you guys is two limiting beliefs. It's one or two limiting beliefs that's stopping for the next level, whatever that is for you. So you need to go break those things. And you go and break them in environments that get outside of you. Bamboo. That's a new software technology that we offer. Friday Night Lights, we consistently bring guests and stuff like that. This is all available. Even new brochures that just came out. This is a new brochure that just came out again with our partners, our forms of money, and the quick hustle presentation that you can give out to clients or text them when they say, "Do you have any information on what you just talked about?" Guys, you got so many resources, man. It's crazy to me. So let me end with this. I hope it's added value thus far so you understand like what you're really a part of. It's very rare that you're around a group of people that really want to not just chase money, that they want to chase history. They want to chase purpose and they actually really care. If this was corporate America, a lot of you guys would have been fired already. Let me repeat this again. I'm just being very direct and transparent. A lot of you guys would have been fired already because you haven't produced. You haven't been able to reach your full capacity yet. You haven't been able to perform. So because of that, we would have fired you already. It's a little different. So if you haven't fired you, okay, that means that we actually really care. If your leadership keeps asking you, how are you doing? What's going on with you? How can we help you? That's rare. I'm going to repeat this again. That's very rare for people to care. It's very, very rare. Most people will say, you know what? You're not doing what you need me to do right now in this moment. You know, forget you, man. Go move on. I'll go find somebody else. That's how most people operate, just so you know. So if people keep reaching out to you, or at least you keep reaching out to you, is because they actually see something in you bigger than probably what you even see in yourself. Just meet them in the same vision. Just ask them, what do you see in me? I highly recommend you do that. I highly recommend you ask your upline. You ask the person that trains you, what do you really see in me? Why do you care? Why do you keep reaching out to me? Why do you keep telling me to get on these calls? Why? Let them tell you. Let them tell you. Because they don't have to send you a message, by the way. They don't have to make a call to you. They don't have to do anything. That's why I love our business. Anything that you get is because people care. They don't have to do nothing for you. Not a thing. If they say hello to you, it's because they want to say hello to you. If they shake your hands, because they want to shake your hand. If they give out anything to you, it's because they want to. They don't have to do a thing. They easily could have just built their business and be personal producers and keep building. But are you grateful for it? And if you are, show your appreciation by your behaviors. By going, this is what we always tell Cooper. We say, our intentions is very simple. We want to be your biggest annuity. We want to make sure your family is always taken care of from the override of us. We want to make sure your house and your cars are paid off from us. Because you gave us an opportunity. Every time he calls me, anytime I talk to him, I say, hey, it's your biggest annuity. It's your biggest annuity. And then Hart hears me say it. So he goes, no, Cooper, I'm the biggest annuity. And then Phil hears, no, and we fight over it because it's what? That shows our gratitude to our opportunity. Do you show your gratitude by showing your what? Behaviors, your loyalty, your what? Performance. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And if you haven't, I highly recommend you change your philosophy because people really do care. All right, let me end with this, guys, with you. How much, how fast, what is your capacity? Guys, each one of you are a vehicle. I had a conversation with one of the agents last night. And then I'll tell you, this week has been crazy. Like we've been at Big Bear pretty much for what, 3 days? Literally, I'm in Vegas right now. I've literally drove straight from Big Bear to Vegas. I've literally been on the phones from here. I ran with, where's Dorian on this call? Me and Dorian and Zuli, we probably ran already 12 appointments the last 2 days. I'm in Luke's house right now. They're at the office. I'm in their house right now. And I've literally haven't moved from this seat. I just go and walk in and we'll hit a couple golf balls real quick, laugh, and I'll come back in. We're back in another appointment. I've literally have not had a chance to really even take a sleep. Does that kind of make sense? So my point of bringing that up to you is each one of you guys are vehicles. You guys are all vehicles. Some of you guys run your vehicle like you're a Pinto. Some of you guys run your vehicle like you're a Mercedes. Some of you guys run your vehicle like you're a Ferrari. Some of you guys say I'm a Bentley. But my point of whatever car you think you are, you all have a capacity of what your car could perform at. You should look at your dashboard. Some of your dashboards say 220 on it. Some of your dashboards say 180 on it. Some of your dashboards say, you know what, 300 miles an hour on it. Some of your dashboards have the capacity to go pretty fast. But you know what the culture says around you? You know what everything says around you? You should stop. Oh man, speed bumps. You shouldn't go that fast. Oh my gosh, 60 miles, 65 miles an hour. Your speed is too fast. You shouldn't become the best version of yourself. You shouldn't push it to the meadow. You shouldn't test out what your vehicle is. So you know what you start doing? You're right. I shouldn't do that. I should slow down because I'm going to get a ticket. If I go too fast, you know, something's going to happen pretty bad. It's not safe if I go too fast. It's not safe if I go too fast past the speed limit. So that's like, why would Bentley create a car that can go 220? Why would Mercedes create a car that can go 250 for you to only drive it at 65 miles an hour? Wouldn't it just create a car just to say 65 miles on the dash then? There's a reason why it says that. The manufacturer wants you to go at the full capacity. But a lot of us are deciding based on our belief system, the culture around us, to stop, to slow down, to not go past what it really is because you're going too fast, you're going too fast, you're going too fast. No, you haven't even drove who you are yet. You don't even know who you are yet. Culture is it's such a good way at diminishing of who you are. And I highly recommend that you just go on the Autobahn already and just take off. See what your capacity is. Stop stopping. Stop slowing down, running on speed bumps. Stop letting these signs slow you down, telling you you're going too fast. Stop letting your family tell you that you're moving too fast. Stop telling your people that don't really care about you anyways. All right. I'm talking to people you're trying to impress that don't really care what you got going on, telling you that you're just doing a thing. Stop having everybody, even the person that you look at like in the mirror back to you, telling you that you're moving too fast. Because some of you haven't even moved at all. Press the pedal down and get to going so you can see what your full capacity is. And if you can fully say, I'm working at my capacity, then I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. But for those that have 220 on the dash and you're still at 20 miles an hour, and for those that have 220 in the dash, you're still running at 60 miles an hour. For those that have 220 in the dash, you're not even reaching 100 yet. Test it out. Go run at 220. Go see what it feels like. And then come back to me and say, oh my gosh, 220, I felt alive. Yes, that's what the manufacturer wanted you to feel. He wanted you to see what your capacity is. He wants your life to be full of abundance. You're not supposed to be mediocre. You're not supposed to have financial issues. You're not supposed to be having relationship issues. You're created to lead and dominate. You're deciding not to lead and dominate. I highly recommend that you change your belief system and you understand your capacity so we can really find out why you were created, because you were created to solve a major problem on this earth and only you can solve that problem. And once you start walking your gifts, talents, and abilities, you're going to have major followers because people are going to see you walking your gifts, talents, and abilities. With that, I hopefully pray that you choose to walk in your capacity. And if so, nothing's going to stop a group of people that decide to run together to chase history. So with that, guys, have a blessed one. I'm going to pass it back to our host, the Rayfords.
Oh, come on now.
Woo! Fire!
That was fire.
Woo!
Church. Take me to church. You were created to lead and dominate. And that's Max Life, guys. So I really hope that you come at a different angle, guys. You're in the right place. God brought you here. Don't let the enemy take you out. You're supposed to be here right now. You're meant to be a part of this team. You're meant to do something great with your life. You're meant to make changes so you're a better version of yourself 3 years from now and you don't stay the same. I just want to say this. A lot of people, they stay in the same season of life for years and years and years. They do the exact same thing for years. But winter comes every year. Summer comes every year. Spring comes, fall comes. There's always a season change. Like, this is a season change for you. This is where you step into the next level and you do something great. So I hope that you believe that. And now we've got some 2-minute speakers. Did you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, well, we could soak in that for the next month, right? That was so much value that he just like punched us with, right? So before I bring up the 2-minute speakers, I just want to share some things that he said. Time doesn't make you mature, but it's about having the experiences. That's so deep. And I love what he said. Some of you will be fired already. Some of you would be fired that are on this call right now. Maybe you're not even listening and you probably would be fired, but you don't want a job. You don't want to be an employee, but you want to be your own boss. But just ask yourself this question. Are you doing a better job than your boss is? Are you a better boss than your boss right now? If not, maybe you need the job still. I don't know, but I love that. Like, some of you need to be fired. But we love you guys. We care about you. We wouldn't be calling you, texting you all the time if we didn't care. So I do want to bring up our 2-minute speakers. These people, they always bring energy. They always bring fire. The first one, this gentleman, I haven't met him in person yet, but I look forward to doing that. But he comes from Amarillo, Texas. Every time I see him on the call, he has so much energy. I know that that's who he is. And I'm excited for him hitting MD this month. So do I have Ashton Hammer on the call?
You sure do, Miss Rayburn.
Let's go, Hammer time!
2 minutes. Take it away.
Woo, go
Hammer,
Ashton.
boom, boom.
Bringing me up. Thank you so much for putting me on the schedule. Just real quick, 2 minutes. Y'all, most of you already know my story, but I'm super excited this month because I've always dreamed about having at least $5,000 in income in 1 month. And I was doing that, you know, with the previous position that I was in before PHP, but I wanted to see it in PHP. And so I was looking at my PHP app this morning, hit it there, man. We're almost at $5,000 this month. I know next week when the next pay cycle hits, I've got another $2,000. I'm going to be over $7,000 in income this month. And I'm so excited. Last night, the team got together. We made our vision boards and I'm super, super excited. I know Coach was talking about a G-Wagon earlier. Oh my God. Cannot wait to pull up to my brand new house and that. With that being said, guys, that's really my time, but I encourage you all to make a vision board, know exactly where you're headed, get one of these shirts because it all starts with recruiting. Congrats to every single one of you that has a shirt. I've got 30,000 in points to hit this month, 15 more recruits, and MD is happening. Y'all have a fantastic Saturday and make it work.
Let's go.
Ashton.
Love it. And I know that
Hey.
when he speaks, I believe him.
Yeah.
I believe him.
Yep.
And I know when he speaks, he's going to make it happen, right, Ashton? So we're looking forward to having you be a part of our MD family. So the last 2-minute speaker I want to bring up, it was such an honor getting to know her even more, to speak to her. She brings so much value, so much wisdom. She is such a great leader. She leads by example, full of moral authority, and she is funny. She is really funny. Has a little bit of spice to her too, and so she's really great. But I want to bring up the marketing director from Amarillo, Texas. She is running that office. She has already built another marketing director, and she's building so many more leaders over there. But do I have Miss Helen Burton on the call?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Miss Helen.
Hey, thank you so much for allowing me to speak on this call. I am 100% honored and thrilled to be here. And man, coach, you fired me up. I am so excited because your message is right along my message about money makers. You know, you said we were all created to lead and dominate. You know, we were all created as leaders, and we were all created in the image of God. And so Romans 12:2 reminds us to not be conformed to the pattern of the world. And that's exactly what has happened to us. We've been programmed a certain way, and that certain way is not the PHP way. And so I was so excited to be able to give this message because, you know, we hear these words all the time, and I better set my alarm really quick. I am so sorry. We hear these words all the time. We hear free enterprise, entrepreneurship, capitalism, but do we really know what that means? It's an attitude. It's a mindset. You know, it's God created us in abundance, and we have got to understand that before we can make the kind of money that PHP allows us to make, we have to really take some time to have an awareness of our relationship with money. And so, you know, it's so critical for you to change your mindset about money. And when you do that, you're going to make better choices. You're going to overcome challenges. You're going to attract the right people. You're going to attract the right things. You're just going to live a happy, fulfilled life. And so I've made it my mission to be able to transform the mindset so that people can reach financial freedom. And guys, that starts with leadership. Coach talked at our MMA. We are all leaders. We have all been born leaders. And so we have got to understand that building wealth has to be cultivated, and it starts right here. And it's something that's deeply rooted in your mindset. Okay. Your parents did the best that they could. I promise you. Give them some grace, forgive them, and move on. Forgive them. Don't become your parents. So often adults say, oh, I'm just like my mom. I'm just like my dad. We may not like them or like the relationship, but guess what? We have an opportunity to transform our minds. And that's exactly what God wants us to do. So the truth is, our reality is filtered through our perception. Okay. Too many people think they don't deserve wealth, and so they live in constant fear about money. I have literally seen people leave the organization because they started to make money. And it's so sad. When I was up in California at the MMA, which was off the charts, guys, I want everybody to be there. You know, Ashton called me and he was so excited. And he said, you know what? I am crossing 5,000. And I said, you know what? You're supposed to. You are absolutely supposed to. You're in an industry that allows you to do that. You know what? Strive for 10,000, strive for 20,000, strive for 50,000. It's absolutely okay. And so we have to understand that it's normal. And that is my time. You know, I can keep going, but I won't. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
I love that. She is so right. Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to be successful. You're supposed to make that money. You're supposed to reach your goals. You're supposed to do something bigger than yourself. So thank you, Helen, for that great conversation. I have one more thing for you guys, and we will let y'all go. I do have some recognition. I know some MDs want to give some recognition. So I will, Joe Smith, you have some recognition that you want to give out for your team?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Cool, appreciate it. So got a little recognition. Hope everybody doing well. Appreciate the training, appreciate the opportunity to speak. We got some recognition, man. It's long overdue. Shirts finally came in and people been grinding, they've been working. So I had to make sure they got their recognition that they deserve. And this goes to Deidre Lopes for Hidden Presence Club shirt. She did the 12-12-12. She did the 12-12-12, and she also qualified for the Lion bag, and she's almost at 80% placement, by the way. So she's about to get that. But I want to say congratulations to you for getting your Presence Club shirt. Next up is black. We got the SFG logo on the back. You already know. But congratulations to you on that. I just want to give you some love. And I also do have the Sprint Award as well. I have the His and Her Sprint Awards. I don't have it on me right now, but I do have the His and Her Sprint Award. So, of course, I want to give you the proper recognition for getting your Sprint Award right here. So congratulations to you again out there in Massachusetts where nobody's at. So give you some love. And then next up, I had a His and Hers Presence Club shirts for Glenda and Steve Wellington finally getting their black shirts. Congratulations on getting your black shirts. I got the His and Hers shirts. for you guys. So they're coming soon. Please send me your address so I'm able to send it over to you. But y'all gonna be looking good in the black shirts now. It's gonna be looking good in the black shirts. Next up, get the blue. Next up, get the blue. So other than that, appreciate you. Just want to give a little recognition, some love to everybody who worked hard for their shirts.
All right, congratulations on getting that all the way in Massachusetts. That's crazy. So that is a nice logo, nice trophies. Let me know where you got those. Okay, they might be coming from the internet, right? So let me know.
They're on the internet.
So
It's somewhere on the
anybody
internet. I can't tell you, man.
I just can't figure it out. It is the
That's
internet.
an inside joke. That's an MD meeting joke.
So anybody else, any MDs that want to give recognition?
Yeah, this is
before we
Helen.
end the call?
I'd like to give a little recognition, please.
Okay,
So
go ahead, Helen.
you guys already know Belinda hit MD. Woo! We're gonna be celebrating that all month.
Woo.
Okay, so just get used to it. Okay. Recognition to myself for not having to sleep in the dungeon at our amazing house in California. So can I give myself recognition, Coach? Is that okay? Okay. And yes, everybody got to see a bit of my sense of humor. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I feel like we're in an industry, and I lived in the left column for many, many years where there wasn't fun, there wasn't high energy. So I'm just making up for it. Okay. I'm making up for 15 years of not having had that. So you'll just have to bear with me. But, you know, everybody on my team deserves recognition. We had so many people last night at the office that were putting together their vision boards. And, you know, that's been the theme. That was the theme of our MMA was vision, vision, vision. Without, you know, a vision, without vision, the people perish. It's a command. We are commanded to have a clear vision. And so begin to put that at the very top of your list. Because, you know, we're focused on getting clearer and clearer, and we are in a great position right now. So I have a couple of people. These were announced at the big event. Rising star Tashawn Talent. He is making moves. He is doing a lot of things. He's going through a lot of adversity, but he's going to pull through. We just believe that he is 100%. He is 100% a rock star. We have Ashley Gilbert, who is also an up and coming director this month. She is amazing, a huge contributor to our team. We have Jessica Lewis. Jessica is our base shop coordinator. She does a lot. She keeps us on track, and she is one of those people that is just a total, she's just amazing. I don't even know how to explain her. But she's a gift. She's a gift from God. And then of course we have so many power couples, but we have Chance and Faith Stark, and they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. And so again, thank you so much for the opportunity to let me share and give recognition.
All right, congratulations to everyone who got those. That's a great recognition. And
congratulations on not being in the dungeon.
Thank you. Now I just have to never be there, okay? Because I'm talking a whole lot of noise, and
Congratulations to Joel on that new
we have
throne.
to put a lot of numbers up. What was it? I'm sorry.
Oh, you never heard about Joel. He was on the top floor with his balcony too. You never heard anything from him. He was way up in the clouds.
We plan next MMA is in a castle, so you know it's going to have a real dungeon, and so our goal is to make Helen sleep in that one. So
for those of you who are part of Apex, Fortaleza, Emancipators, we have some recognition coming to you next week. So be prepared. It's in the mail right now, so it is coming. Any other MDs who want to share recognition?
Yeah, Chella, Ron, and Candy. We just want to let you guys know that we had some winners that did a fabulous job of their promotions, but we're going to have that next week as well. So we didn't want them to think that we had forgotten about anybody, because we didn't. We like getting that done. So we just want to have some special fun because we got people coming over to our house.
All right. Okay. So next week it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Joel, did you say you had some recognition?
Yeah, real quick, Chella, can y'all hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So I'm not gonna do the recognition. I'm just gonna say what it is. But first two every month, we get the book of the month, and first two associate is getting this book. So I wanna bring up a director that's going to be the newest MD out of Las Vegas, and I want to make sure that she recognizes her player because she's been in the field. Guys, the magic happens in the field. We can train all day, you know what I mean? But the real magic happens in the field. And I just want to thank, before I bring up Champagne to recognize her player, I want to thank everybody that was on the call today. I want to thank everybody that trained. I just want to know if you guys are fired up about Coach's training, man, because it was on point. It was super on point, guys. And the best thing about having the throne is that you get to put the best players and the people that are, you know, helping families, the people like Ashton's that are making money, Helen that is bringing wisdom and making money by helping people. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't go out in the field. So that's my encouragement, to go out there and run a perfect week. But with that said, guys, I want to give some time to Champagne to recognize a player that she's running with right now, and she's getting a lot of results in the field. Champagne, do I have you on?
Yep, I'm here, Coach.
Let's go, Champagne!
What is up, Max Life? You guys know I'm always honored. It's always a privilege to address the entire hierarchy. But this is not about me right now. This is about one of our up-and-comers. She's only one app away from actually hitting associate. So she is taking that Next 5 Moves book. That was an incentive that was put out by Fortaleza. So I want to recognize, if we have Miss Nikki Brass on the line. Are you on the line, Miss Nikki? Let's see if she can hear me. I did see her on.
I'm a fan of Nikki. Where's she at?
Yeah, let me see. She is on. Miss Nikki, are you able to unmute yourself? I know you were a little busy this morning, but are you able to?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Let's go, Miss Nikki.
Are you able to also turn your camera on so everyone can meet you?
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on.
I know you weren't prepared for this, but we need to recognize you because you are putting in work. There you are. Can somebody spotlight her? There we go. Go ahead and if it's okay, guys, go. If she can go ahead and just give your 2-minute story. Let everybody know who you are and what your intentions are, because we're so happy to be running with you.
Okay. My name is Nikki. I'm a retired teacher. And I just started really maybe in February. Actually, got licensed in February. Had some tragedy in my life with my mom passing. And so I just got started again. And DeVar, I showed up. I don't know how how that happened, but he's like, asked me if I was interested in doing the business again, getting back in. And I said, yes, I'm ready to get started again. And so Champagne and DeVar has really, really been a blessing to me in my life. And they've really been backing me up. They have my back. I've run across trying to do apps and making mistakes and having to do stuff again. And Champagne is always there. And I'm just glad to be a part of this agency.
Way to go, Nikki!
I'm so
smile.
Yeah, we failed to mention though. Did y'all see that smile? That zing? You saw the smile though. We absolutely loved that. But Joel, thank you so much for the time and allowing her to share her story. I was really looking forward to everybody hearing from her because she is killing it right now. So keep your eye on the leaders board. You will see her name there. Thanks for the time.
That's right. Director is next. So back to you, Luke and Chella.
All right, well, cool. That's awesome. Looking forward to see what else you do, Nikki, and make a name for yourself. I love this company because you can come in and be a nobody and all of a sudden be on top of the world. And we're looking for everyone else to make a name, guys. And, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it because I want to stir the pot up a little bit, but these brackets look weak. Like these brackets, I don't know if anyone's really running. I don't know if anyone's really competing. Like, are you really trying to beat the person in front of you? And so this week, guys, turn it up. Like, get serious, because all it does, guys, is it builds up Max Life. All it does is pushes our leadership up higher by you having fun, by you getting in the game, by you going, I'm going to make a name for myself. So do what you got to do this week, and let's go for whatever. Go for whatever you want. Like, Ashton had his vision boards. I actually had it written down to go over with the team. So I thought it was cool because you got to have your goals in front of you. You got to have them in front of you. You got to know what you're shooting for. If you don't have a target, what are you going to hit? So make sure you know what your goal is. Are you trying to do the first 7 consecutive days with someone? We gotta make that go up, Curtis. We gotta go 10. Who's gonna break that record? And then push, you know what I mean? And we just keep pushing it up another level, because first 2 is gonna be first 2 after that, or who's gonna beat it. So anyways, I don't know if any other MDs have anything, and if not, Curtis, do you have anything before we end this call? All right, cool. Well, guys,